How's it going, guys? It's Insta Chill here on the Empty Thoughts YouTube channel. I am joined by my co-hosts, my brothers in arms. We got Birdie to our left.
Hey, how's it going?
And we got Viscos in front of me right here. Say hello to the people.
Howdy, howdy.
And
There's a cum suck on the floor.
that's mine. Leave it alone. But
Well, we are in the basement, so I
That
guess
is-
it makes sense.
that is true. We are in my sex dungeon. But anyway, we're here.
Alright, I'm out.
We're here. Not that ball and chain on your ankle. Has anything to say about it? But we're here today to talk about our top 3 games from last gen to commemorate.
The only balls that's on these chains are the ones in between my legs.
All right,
Ruined it.
don't worry, audience. He's not here long. But, but anyway, we're just doing our top 3. So I guess I'll start off. I'll tell you my third would be God of War PS4.
Mine would be Sekiro.
Alright, mine would be Watch Dogs 2.
Now, see, Brian, I want to, because first of all, I didn't even know Watch Dogs 2 came out on PS4. So, but why, though? Why is it number 3, though?
I don't know. Just chose it.
Just chose it.
No, okay, so I was really hyped for the first one. So, I need to scoot up? I need to scoot up, don't I? Oh, shit! Ah! Alright, so, I was pretty hyped for the first one when it was, announced. And it was the biggest letdown I've ever experienced in my life.
No, see, you've got-
I'm just kidding. It was a pretty big letdown though, because they made promises they couldn't keep.
Well, that's Ubisoft in a nutshell, pretty much.
Especially with the third one. But anyway, I got the second one release day. It came out, I think 2016, 2018. I got my years.
20. I could pull it up, but the computer's being used.
It came out, I think, sometime in 2018. I don't know. It wasn't a letdown. It was fucking fun. The
Yeah.
graphics weren't that bad. It was really better than having just an all gray scenery.
Well, have you ever been to Chicago?
I don't want to go.
But
I don't feel like getting robbed,
yeah, I mean, I didn't play the second one. I played the first one, and then I skipped the second one because the first one was kind of a letdown for me.
Yeah.
But I just thought I'd ask because I knew it it was a lighter tone, it had more color and all that stuff in it. Was the hacking better though? Actually, since you played 1 and 2.
It was a little bit more the same. You actually had you had a drone, and then you had a spider, or an RV type pod.
And then I know I saw gameplay where the dude's weapon was clackers or something I think that's what they're called.
I think 2 pull balls on a string. So it wasn't too bad. It was kind of wacky, but it still felt better than the first one, and it had a lot more to do than the third one. It wasn't just repetitive bullshit. So
I never played Watch Dogs, so
You never.
I actually can't give a solid opinion on it because
I personally, but I don't know. I don't know though because I didn't play the second one. I think the first one, while it didn't deliver on some of the promises, and especially when you watch the E3 footage and then footage when the game came out, I'll admit it's a little jarring. But I think looking back on it, it's not as bad as people thought it was back then when it came out.
It's not as bad as
There is problems with it though because the driving is ass.
It's not a bad game. The story, it took it so serious, which I liked. I like games that do take it so serious, but Watch Dogs 2, it didn't take it so serious, but there was actually stuff to do. You're in a different type of San Francisco, so it's you've got Google, but it's called Noodle.
Oh my god!
But you could literally go into the Google campus and just do whatever the hell you wanted. It was
okay.
It was a pretty good open world experience coming from Ubisoft. Probably one of my favorites.
Okay.
Besides Assassin's Creed.
What about you? Why God of War?
God of War. I don't know what else I can say personally that hasn't already been said. The story's fantastic. The gameplay is phenomenal.
Soundtrack too.
The soundtrack is really good. And going from God of War 3, which is this top down hack and slash.
Yeah, it's more hack and slash.
It's more hack and slash. It goes from that to a over the shoulder more what's it called? Uncharted feel to it, but it doesn't lose any of the God of War spirit in that you're still Kratos. You're still a dude that's go running around beating the hell out of everything you fight.
Out of every god.
Out of every god. So like you don't lose that feel. And I was really impressed at how they, and plus, like I said, because we've tried to record this many times, as I said in the last one, I also was very worried that Atreus would end up being another president's daughter situation from Resident Evil 4. I don't know if y'all have played Resident Evil 4.
I haven't got.
I've only played like the very, very intro, and I haven't been pushed past that.
Like, the entire game is an escort mission, and, like, the president's daughter really doesn't do anything to help you. So, like, I was worried that Atreus, though he's Kratos' son, so you expect him to do something, but, like, at the same time, I was still worried he's going to be more of a hindrance than anything else. Thankfully, that wasn't the case, except he never gave me a fucking health stone when I needed it. I could be one hit point away. It's like, boy, health stone, and he'd never give me a health stone. It always made me so mad. I lost so many Valkyrie fights because
I agree with that. Like at first, I thought that he wasn't gonna be as good. I started off liking the character due to the fact that he basically didn't really necessarily hate his father, but he really disliked his father due to the fact that he was never around.
But no, it's not that it wasn't around. It's that, and that's another thing about the story, is that a lot of stuff wraps around, because the reason Atreus doesn't really like Kratos is because Kratos, whether he's doing it consciously or not, since Kratos hates gods, he himself is a god, so his son is technically is technically a god. So like he like subconsciously just hates his son, or dislike his son, maybe not hate, but dislikes his son, and his son picks up on it.
See, with that part, I didn't really notice too much about like that. Because Kratos, like it even showed near the beginning of the game, he wanted to congratulate his son and everything, shooting the fucking deer. Congrats, boy, I love you.
Yeah.
It's just that
was his.
He's known for war. He hasn't really been shown too much sympathy in his life, aside from his previous wife and child.
Aphrodite showed him a lot of sympathy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, they were just fucking. But like with him and Atreus, yeah. He just didn't know how to, I guess in a way, say to be a father at first. He didn't hate his son. He loved his son. It's just, he couldn't show it. He didn't know like how to show it, because in his mindset, it is I need to protect the son from the truth.
Yeah, that's right. Because he kept that whole like thing where Atreus was a god from him, and that played into. We can't talk too much about the story because I could talk for hours about the story.
Yeah.
But all right, so I guess let's move on to Birdie's third, Sekiro, because me and him are pretty agreeable on Sekiro. I love Sekiro.
Okay.
And I haven't played it, so
it's easily probably my second favorite From Software game, period, behind my number one on this list actually.
Sekiro for me was a ride. The difficulty is fucked. I loved it though.
I know
I also like, even though a lot of people don't like the exploits, I certainly love the exploits of the game, where you can exploit a specific boss into like doing a specific move set that basically ends up killing them. That's part of the actual game.
When did that happen for you though? Because like that I could never find like a loop. For most of the bosses I could never find like a loop.
I think the only one that I could really like figure out a style to fight is
maybe Genichiro. For me it was Genichiro, especially like his third boss fight, but like his third boss fight's kind of a joke.
Yeah. Well,
it's his third boss fight is a joke because you kill him and then the real final boss pops out.
Yeah.
So
with Genichiro at the beginning of the game, in my opinion, he was the difficulty spike. He was at that was at the point of the game where you're like, oh shit, is this actually like what it's supposed to be like? Because in my opinion, I was getting fucked no matter what on Genichiro. So eventually it just got to the point where I got good and I finally killed him. And then he went to the second phase and I shat myself.
Yeah. There's like, I'm going to repeat the same thing I heard from the Democracy. I can never pronounce his name is the channel I'm subscribed to. Like when he talked about Genichiro, it's the thing where he is like up to that point you can get away with not, because in Sekiro there's the parry system, not parry, there's deflect system.
Yeah.
And like you can get by through most of the game up to him without really utilizing that. But Genichiro is definitely the boss fight where if you do not have a grasp of the deflect system, you could probably make it past him. I would love to see it if you never use it, but like he's definitely the boss fight where like, okay, this is the mechanic of the game. You need to learn to use this or you're not getting anywhere.
Just to like kind of like finalize with Sekiro, I do agree. You do need to know how to like parry whenever you get up to him, or to deflect, because to me that's actually where you perfect it. Mm-hmm. But regardless, pushing on from that, I really love the story of Sekiro because it still utilized the FromSoft, I guess you could say, darkness to it, whereas like it takes place in a kind of like a grim time. There's things like going on that's more sad.
Yeah, like an alternate version of what looks like Edo, Japan kind of thing. And like, I get it, because like it utilizes the From Software environmental storytelling, even though there is an upfront story where it's like the game is bringing you along. So
it's and not only that, but I also love how the game has multiple endings. Yes. In a way, it is kind of short, depending on if you get stuck on bosses,
or if you want to be an asshole and take the bad guy ending.
Yeah.
Which cuts the game, I think, damn near in half. I think
it does. It actually does.
It does.
And it's like, I really do love having there's 4 endings, and I really do love having that many endings to the game.
Yeah.
It definitely extends your playthrough out.
The last thing I think we need to say something about is definitely the bosses, because From Software are known for good bosses, and this game has plenty of good quality bosses. The ape, what's it called? The
Guardian Ape.
The Guardian Ape. The what's her name? The one that guards the bridge when you go to the Heavenly Palace. You know the one I'm talking about. The one that has like the pole arm that you fight on the bridge.
The corrupted monk.
I think it's just the monk, but I know what you're talking about.
It's corrupted.
Yeah. No, the corrupted monk is anyway.
Because you fight 2 versions.
Yeah.
Of it.
Like her, and then obviously the very last boss fight. My second favorite boss fight of all time, actually, and I'll get into my first favorite when we get to my top 1 pick. And I'm sorry Viscos isn't able to talk a lot about this, because he hasn't really, as he said, he didn't really get to play the game that much, or at all, actually. So I guess from that, let's move on to
Viscos isn't talking very much. It's kind of sus.
It is kind of sus.
Oh, wait a minute.
Let's kick him.
Wait, no.
Imposter.
No.
All right, let's move on to our number 2, because me and Viscos actually have the same number 2, so me and him are probably going to have a little bit to talk about.
And I never played it, so let's go.
I know, it's taking fair.
All
right, so number 2 for me, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Also mine.
Mine's Bloodborne.
Okay, so I guess me and Viscos will talk Red Dead Redemption 2 first, just to get out of the way.
No, I do want to specify, I didn't like the first one too much when it came out. I
really?
beat the first one. I never picked it back up again, which is it's weird because I love Rockstar games. But the first one just, I don't know, it didn't really do it too much for me. But
man.
The second one sealed it. I went back and played the first one.
The first one, I played it on PS. The first one, I played it literally so much, because I was still in high school at the time.
Yeah.
I literally played it so much, my mother had to steal the game disc from the PS3. I played it so much every single day I got home, like she had to steal it and hide it. I loved the first Red Dead Redemption. I love the hell out of that game.
And I had the Xbox copy, which had the Undead Nightmare with it. So I ended up spending more time on Undead Nightmare than I did actually Red Dead Redemption 1. So
yeah. And like the only reason we're mentioning Red Dead Redemption 1 at all is because leading up to Red Dead Redemption 2, for me personally, I was super hyped. I was ready for my favorite game from PS3. I was ready for that to be improved upon for PS4.
Yeah.
And thank God Almighty, Rockstar, despite what you may think about GTA Online, their monetary practices, despite what you may think, damn have they made good Red Dead Redemption games.
I do want to say, like, I know GTA Online, you know, they don't give a fuck about the money. That's all they really care about at the end of the day, which most companies do.
Look at Red Dead Online to see
But I don't think that the online, like, practices they use should be put, like, in comparison to their single-player games. Because I think GTA 5 is a strong single-player, like, campaign.
That seems to be where they're really good at making single players, and then the online is kind of hit or miss. That's getting a little bit off. Red Dead Redemption 2 story is phenomenal. It's a masterclass. Arthur Morgan, I think, easily my favorite video game protagonist of all time. Period.
Would you like some jelly beans?
I hate you. I hate you because I know where that video's from. I hate you because I know where that's from.
I got some jelly beans. You want some jelly beans?
I think the story, very strong story. Like with every Rockstar game or most Rockstar games. What really did it for me was the fucking graphics. Dude, like opening it up for the first time and actually seeing like the snow and shit, I was
like
blown
the snow,
away.
like you'll walk. I know it's such a mundane thing to really mention, but like walking through the snow and see like you would leave a trail and you could tell like how deep that trail is.
Yeah.
Like just the attention to detail is beautiful.
Yeah, and it doesn't like. It doesn't really ever stop throughout the game. It doesn't like stop like the first 2 hours in. It goes through the whole game.
Yeah, it's a graphic powerhouse throughout the whole game. Although, I will admit, though, the gameplay of it is kind of hit or miss because the shooting, it's like Rockstar shooting. So like you really just like aim, shoot, come back. You kind of let it auto aim. You don't try to free aim it yourself. So that's kind of hit or miss.
I will say the first person, though, was a big step over GTA 5's first person that they added for the PS4 and Xbox One.
You think so?
Yes. And I don't know. It just felt like, again, the attention to detail was just there. Because, like, you customize your gun. You go into first person. You can see everything. You can look at it, clean it. It was like a step up.
Okay.
As far as, first person goes. But who the hell plays in first person?
Because I didn't play because I don't because like the way the characters move, they have some weight to them. So like you know that thing where like you'll run and then you'll stop running, but they'll like take another step or two.
Yeah.
I didn't like it because I don't like the way that feels playing first person. But more power to you if you can play it like that.
I never played it riding the horses. I think riding the horses was shit in first person. But walking around a town in first person.
Yeah.
I could open fire on some civs.
Oh my god. But I literally don't know what else we can say personally that hasn't already been said. It's a masterclass. Love the game. You can throw Red Dead Online in the trash.
Yeah, it's gone.
Nobody cares. But now let's move on to Birdie's number 2 because this is another instance where me and him have played this and we both love the shit out of it.
I have played the first hour of it. And as you'll see, I don't like Soulsborne games by myself. I get bored.
It's because you're a pussy.
I'm a kind of a pussy.
I'm not
gonna have much to say in this one.
He's not an epic gamer, is what we're saying.
Yeah, I'm just a middle class gamer.
With Bloodborne, it all started for me whenever my friend told me that he had Bloodborne for his PS4, and I'd known about it for a while, and eventually one day I was walking through Walmart, saw a fucking clearance sale with it. Are you okay? You're fucking dying.
Okay, well, we lost the host, so we'll continue on.
We'll continue on. My number 1 is
I looked over at Birdie's.
Thank you everybody for listening to us and enjoying a death, but we'll be mourning. Well, my friend he said he had Bloodborne. And I thought that was pretty cool. And he said that it did have multiplayer. And I said, all right, I'll pick it up one day. So I went by Walmart, and just so happened I saw Bloodborne on sale for $20. And I was like, no, what, fuck it, I'll buy it. So I picked it up, and whenever
best $20 you ever spent, right?
It literally was. Like, whenever I got home, I put it in, downloaded everything I needed to, and we just started playing. And since he's already, he wasn't finished with the game. He was only, I'd say just a little bit underneath halfway done. But he was able to actually help me get into the game and try to get parts where I would be confused on. He'd clarify for me.
Yeah.
And then eventually whenever I caught up to him, it was we fell in love with it. It was a game where there was many cherished memories.
Yeah.
And like there was so many funny times where him and I were just crying in our seat just because of us being retarded.
Oh Lord.
That's the whole reason why Bloodborne for me has like a special place in my heart out of the next gen. Mine is like I do fucking love the story. Stories. Well, let me clarify. It's environmental storytelling.
It's a From Software game, which any game that makes me want to look up YouTube videos about lore, because I'm a huge lore nut. You can ask Birdie when it comes to the Souls and Blood. Maybe not Bloodborne. He might know more about Bloodborne than I do.
A little bit.
But like when it comes to like the Souls games, I'm a huge lore nut. I have a whole archive.
But like for me, it all comes down to like memories that I had with the game, how much fun I had with it, and Bloodborne definitely takes the cake with that. Because like me and my friend, like whenever we got to the Mika last boss fight, Nicolas Cage boss fight, it was that was the funny part where I would always turn on the Deja Vu theme. And we just, and like anytime that he fucking turned a corner, like we would always say skirt, skirt, because that motherfucker was drifting, my dude.
My God.
It's like Tokyo Drift up in that bitch. So like we had so much fun with that.
Oh yeah, for me, it's definitely I didn't like the story. You can put that in quotes if you want. I like the story.
I love the combat. Gameplay was fucking peak.
I won't say it's my favorite, but Bloodborne's combat is very, very good. It feels refined. I'd say probably the only From Software game where their combat is more refined is Sekiro myself. Mm-hmm. But like Bloodborne's a very close second. Because like it's definitely more, you gotta run and gun kind of thing. You're more aggressive, you're faster, which I think combined with, you being able to hold a gat in your hand as you're fighting, it really does amplify it, because like there was that whole new parry system they had where like you would shoot. What was it called? Riposte or not riposte or
visceral attacking.
Yeah, visceral, where like you would shoot, I think right as they were gonna attack you, and then they would stun, and then you'd visceral that.
You walk up there and you literally shove your hand into their heart. That's like the best fucking part.
I know. But like
so satisfying.
I could never get the hang of it myself, but like
dude, I was a god.
Parry. You were the equivalent of a parry god.
And not only that, but I also used a baby rattle as a weapon.
Oh my god.
It's called the Tenitra.
My favorite weapon was the Kirk hammer, for anyone wondering.
My second one was the boom hammer, because I like to call it the boom hower.
Oh my god. Ayo, man. I can imagine that soundbite as you're hitting somebody like, ayo, man. Ayo, man.
Best part was that like since it was a trigger, you fucking nailed it against your shoulder, so like it went clonk every single time you fucking did.
Oh my god.
I loved it.
Not to mention, lastly, I guess I want to mention the boss fights, because Bloodborne has very, very good boss fights. Mm-hmm. Well, there's like, I don't remember that much about the boss fights, about all of them, but like I remember the ones that made an impact on me, which is probably be the cleric. Maybe not the Cleric Beast. The
Cleric Beast is for memes. That's how you know
Cleric Beast for memes. Father Gascoigne, something like that.
Yeah.
The first real boss of the game, because we're not talking about the Cleric. Are we talking about
Cleric Beast? Is technically yes the first, but
it's not. It's a tutorial.
I know.
It's a tutorial.
Father Gascoigne is definitely
the game. It's the Genichiro equivalent, where it's like you gotta really learn the fast paced combat of the game,
and then
you're not making it.
The final boss is always definitely like the most impactful, because he's a cunt.
No, I liked Gehrman myself, dude. Dude, that cut scene where you're standing at the bottom of the flowery field, and he gets up. And he's like, and then I think it goes black. It goes black, and he says, "Tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt." Bro, don't even at me. That's such a cool scene.
It set chills down my spine. Also, there's 3 different endings to the game, which I also love about that.
Yeah. If you get
my favorite one was whenever you become the new hunter, which that is where it shows a cutscene of you being pushed by the doll while you're in a wheelchair. I have so many screenshots of my character in a wheelchair.
Oh my god.
It was literally the equivalent of seeing Cloud in a wheelchair.
And then according to the lore, the ending where the moon presents come down is the actual ending. Mm-hmm. So, or I don't remember. I think that's the actual ending.
That's true ending.
That's the true ending.
Where you fight Sperm Baby.
Yeah, where it goes from, and just real quick, that the juxtapose of like fighting Gehrman and then the last. I don't remember. You fight Gehrman and then the Moon Presence, right?
Yep.
Because like you fight Gehrman and then who is super difficult. And then you fight.
Here's the thing: you have. I think there's a break in between where you're able, like after you defeat Gehrman, you have to go activate the Moon Presence. So
No, I thought because like you get the 3 umbilical cords, then you go in and you fight Gehrman, and then the cutscene with the Moon Presence triggers right after.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's how. I'm sure if we're wrong, you'll let us know. But I'm pretty sure that's how it is. And bro, going from Gehrman, who's one of the toughest, to the Moon Presence, who's easily one of the easiest, it's actually kind of ridiculous because that one big attack it has, where like it'll explode, it'll take all of your health but one HP, and then just sits there and lets you kill it. Because like you can easily just, you can hit your your blood
injections.
morphine injections, get your health back up, and then you just wail on it. It just sits there and lets you kill it. I think it has just enough health where it will survive to like start attacking back. I don't remember, but I seem to remember being able to kill it after that attack. But I mean, it's a little anticlimactic. That's why I only did that ending once. I always like the ending where you just beat Gehrman, the Hunter's Dream ends, and then you go from there.
Then like, can't forget about the true Sperm Baby, Orphan of Kos.
Oh, we don't know.
Dude.
One of the hardest boss fights in gaming, easily.
Dude, I loved him. The cutscene was so funny.
He hit you with his embryo sac. How does that?
That's funny. Not only that, but his cutscene's funny. He fucking climbs out of a fucking sack and he's like, fucking crying like a little bitch, and you're like, kind of want to kill it.
Yeah, you're laughing at it, and then he's the one who opens the whoop ass on you.
He did open a little bit of a can of whoop ass on me for a while.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
He had it like half open.
Half open.
He resealed it.
All right. Well, we went on about this long enough. I say let's get to our number 1 picks. So for me, my number 1 is Dark Souls 3.
And mine is Yakuza 0.
And mine is Dying Light.
Oh, see. We got a whole bunch of good stuff.
Yes.
So I guess let's start with the most bizarre one, Birdie.
Why? We ain't starting the most bizarre.
What?
Because I would go on a fucking tangent with this. Like I'll give my own. No, y'all start.
All right. You want us? Okay.
All right.
How about you?
Yeah. How about you,
I'll
Viscos?
start Dying Light would have to be my favorite last gen. Well, quote unquote last gen.
PS4,
Yeah.
Switch, Xbox One.
Game because of how it was released. Like for me, I just came off of playing Dead Island Online with friends, playing, Red Dead Redemption, Undead Nightmare, a whole bunch of zombie games, State of Decay, all these on Xbox 360. So when this game got released, it was like, oh, parkour, that's pretty epic. Zombie apocalypse, free roaming. All right, it wasn't really overhyped. I don't think
I don't actually remember any kind of advertisement for it, to be honest.
I remember the YouTube videos, like the trailer they posted. That was the first game. I'm not gonna continue when you're talking.
I was just asking Birdie if he played it or not. I don't remember.
I played a little bit.
You played a little bit. Okay.
Of Dying Light?
Yeah.
Of Dying Light.
I think I quit as soon as it got to the part where you were in the middle of the night and you had to get back to the fucking base.
Oh yeah.
Because it was the horror portion where the motherfucker was chasing you and I got scared and I almost pissed my pants.
And then you get later in the game and then you could literally be out at night no matter what.
That's not even the worst part for me. But so I pre-ordered the game. That was the first game I ever pre-ordered. I pre-ordered it, and I also pre-ordered the book, like the guide, quote unquote, because I was like, bro, this is gonna be a great game. I'm getting the guide. Got the guide. I got to that part, fucking shit my pants. Did not like it. I was like, no. So I remember going through the guide, and I took a break. I was reading through the guide. They're screaming fucking babies, like zombie babies on it, that would scream. Scariest fucking part of the game. I don't care what you say. Hated it. Because, like, when you're walking through, like, a dark, like, house or something, you hear it, you're like, fuck, I'm gonna go put this bitch, like, out a window. I don't know.
Put this bitch out a window.
I don't want to fight this thing. Like, it's scary. But,
I liked it.
yeah, I don't okay, I know a lot of people, it won't be their favorite because, you know, there's a lot of great games. Like Spider-Man was a fucking fabulous
Yes.
game. You had Red Dead Redemption.
Just a quick honorable mention is Spider-Man PS4.
But you had a whole bunch of other games that came out. But I think for me, coming off of zombie games on Xbox 360 with friends, having this one, playing it online a little bit with old friend, it was just everything I wanted.
So for you, it's more like
memory based.
Memory based.
Like, oh yeah, it hit a spot in my heart.
Because I liked it because especially the parkour and the part of the I don't remember how far. I think you have to get to like the second part of the city when you get like the grappling hook. Dude, when you get the grappling hook, you can Spider-Man through the world with the parkour, and it's some of the coolest looking shit.
I do have to say, there was a part. So a lot of games have like secret areas. Mm-hmm. This one, the bridge is like taken down. So you can go to a part on the bridge where you climb up inside of it, and then you go across the bridge to there's like a whole bunch of tents set up, and they have like fucking good ass weapons and equipment over there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I watched a lot of videos on this game.
the only secret I knew about was like it's like I don't think it is Excalibur, but it's a sword. Is it Excalibur?
I think it's called like EXP Caliber. Or
EXP Caliber.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but the Super Mario fucking secret, like the Easter egg.
I didn't. Oh wait, I think I remember
when
hearing
you're in Old Town and you go down like through the chimney or whatever it is. They have that little Easter egg thing. It was like a cool nod to old gaming shit, but
okay,
that's about all I got to say for it.
Yeah, there's because like story for me.
Yeah,
it wasn't
too hot.
Because you got your standard chaos is the way kind of villain, which can be done right, but like it's so often I see that not done right. Or not done properly. I won't say right, but done properly. And the big draw of the game was definitely like the more melee combat focused, and the parkour was really cool.
I will say though that they keep putting DLC out for it, which is fucking great. Because I know
was gonna say,
they're putting off the second one. I think I don't know if they've already delayed it or they're just not giving any information out, but they keep adding more to the first one and the following.
It's very. I am happy about that. I am happy because I haven't played it since I beat it, which was way long time ago. Yeah. But it is good to hear that they are still like updating the game, still giving it content. I guess for the people who love the series at this point, if the second one it does actually come out.
Yeah. They better.
Because I imagine people who are fans of the first one do have high hopes for it. I don't have super high hopes for it, but I'm hoping it's good. I never hope a game is bad.
Yeah, I'm hoping it actually releases. Like, Dying Light, what was it, Dying Light 2 or whatever that they were supposed to be? I mean, not Dying Light 2, Dead Island.
Dead Island, that's right.
I don't think this is getting released, so.
And then, okay, so no other words about that?
No, that's pretty much it.
Alright, so I guess we'll get to my number one, which is Dark Souls 3. I am a huge fan of the Souls series.
As am I.
It's a little secret about myself is my very first Souls game was Dark Souls 2, actually. Dark Souls 2 was my first Souls game, and that's the one that gets shit on the most.
Hey, I don't fucking care who you are. Dark Souls 2 is fucking fun.
It's
just really long.
It's just really long, too many bosses, too many not good bosses.
Yeah.
Feels a little clunky, but I don't know if that's because I'm just used to how games are nowadays.
No, it's just because you're shit.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. I put hundreds of hours in Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 3 I put hundreds of hours in. I didn't put as much time in Dark Souls 1 because I haven't played it as much, but it's still a good game regardless. But anyway, Dark Souls 3 for me was because this comes after Bloodborne. Was it after Sekiro or before? I don't remember. Before Sekiro?
Yeah.
Like Dark Souls 3, it comes off the heels of Bloodborne. They have to, because of the way everybody talks about Dark Souls 2, and the developers are, from software are thinking, we need to make this good. We need to make this a good Souls game because if we make two bad ones back to back, we're never going to hear the end of it. So
what do you mean make two bad ones back to back?
To public perception, they're bad. To me,
Which ones?
Yeah, Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, Dark Souls 2 is the only one.
Dark Souls, yeah, but then they were probably scared Dark Souls 3. They didn't want Dark Souls 3 to be bad. Yeah.
So Dark Souls 2 isn't even that bad. I fucking love the combat.
It's the black sheep. It's the black sheep of the franchise.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, like, Dark Souls 3 comes off that heel. Like, Dark Souls 3 comes off the heels, and I feel like it combines elements from Dark Souls and Bloodborne because Dark Souls 3 is much faster. It's a much faster paced game. It's more fluid. They replace power stancing from Dark Souls 2 with weapon arts, which is a hit or miss depending on who you are. The weapon arts give some weapons a unique feel to it, while I don't think each weapon has its own unique weapon art, but like it's very close. Whereas with power stancing, you just get like a different attack moveset based on like certain stats, make sure they're like double the weapons requirements. It was a little not convoluted, but it is a little much to try and accomplish. Plus, Dark Souls 2 had the adaptability stat, but this ain't about Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 3 gets rid of adaptability, and if you know what I mean. But gets rid of that. The combat comes back to form, and it's faster, it's more fluid. Plus, Dark Souls 3 has the customization, I guess would be the right word. It has customization options because it's an RPG, it's an action RPG. Whereas with Bloodborne, you couldn't really get too creative as far as like the armor sets go. Like there is enough, but like it's not like Dark Souls 3. It's not like there's dozens of armor sets. There's dozens of different weapons and stuff like that.
No, but Bloodborne did have some badass looking shit.
Yeah, Bloodborne has badass stuff in it. But above all else, Dark Souls 3 also remembered that it's better to have quality over quantity when it comes to bosses. Because off the top of my head, maybe only 2 or 3 bosses in Dark Souls 3 base game. Well, actually, you know what? Overall, including DLC, only 2 or 3 bosses in that whole game are what I would call either par or subpar. That would be like
1 hour later.
I got you now. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
And
kind of zoned out.
It has some really good bosses. It has my favorite boss fight of all time, which is the Nameless King. He is easily my favorite. Even if his difficulty is admittedly a bit overhyped, it's still one of my favorite boss fights. Still one of my favorite boss intros. Like you walk into his... Birdie, I think I've shown you, like, when you walk into his boss gate and he just kind of flies in on a dragon and everything. Have I showed you that? Like, it has one of the coolest boss entrances out of all of gaming that I've seen for quite a while. Plus, the lore behind him. He had a huge... he's a secret boss, too. And for someone who's a secret boss, he has a huge lore, impact. He has such a huge lore impact, being Gwen's first actual son, being like he would have been Gwen's heir, the heir to sunlight, being the warrior god in Dark Souls 2, the Farum armor set that talks about the war god. He's probably that too from everything I've seen, and the fact that he betrayed all of them to side with the ancient dragons when they fought the ancient dragon war. It's just I'm going off on I'm a lore nut. I'm going off on a bit of a tangent.
A little side note. Who would win in a fight? Orphan of Cause versus Nameless King.
Lore-wise, probably Nameless King, but if you literally just take both of them, both characters, and like throw them in a ring, like using like the game, I don't know how you do that, but like throwing...
It's hard to say due to the fact like they're different universes.
They're different games, but like probably Orphan of Cause just because of how quick he moves and attacks and everything. Nameless King is a little more slower, a little more scripted looking. But anyway... Dark Souls 3 is my favorite. It brings the series back to its glorious roots. It improves. It takes what they learned from Bloodborne as far as like getting faster combat, more fluid combat, applying that to the Souls formula while still retaining the Souls essence, I guess. Plus the environmental storytelling is there. It's always great. Great for a lore nut like myself. So with all that being said, since he insisted on going last, let's talk to Birdie about his number one because I have never played the Yakuza series. I'm very, very curious to hear him talk about this.
Okay. Well, I was introduced to Yakuza by a friend who has never played the series. And
wait a minute.
He literally just said that from what he knows about the series, which was very little, it looked like my type of game. He hit it on the fucking dot because I absolutely love Yakuza 0. I have played Kiwami, and I'm on Kiwami 2 right now, which is Yakuza 1 and then Yakuza 2. Just remakes of them. And as far as it goes, it's more of a... it's supposed to be... Yakuza 0 is supposed to be a crime drama.
Crime drama. That's what I've seen, is that most of them tend to be like crime dramas.
The thing that I love about it is the impactful characters with the story, the character development alone, and the two protagonists in Yakuza 0 that have in my opinion, a very cool chemistry. Because the whole game, they don't meet until like literally the very, very, very end. And they, I can already spoil their names, which is Kazuma, Kiryu, and who is the main protagonist throughout the series, and then Goro Majima, who is not necessarily the protagonist throughout the series, but a very reoccurring character. I just love like the development that they put into each of the characters, and the villains. That's another thing. My God, these villains are memorable.
You say that because from everything I've seen of the Yakuza series as a whole, it's basically like if JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was a video game.
No.
Really? Worse?
No. Better. What the fuck you talking about?
I meant worse as in like crazy or more bizarre.
No. It tries to keep the charm of the real life scenario to it, where it's like it tries to keep it more like limited to, you know, this is real life, instead of like going out on a limb and saying, oh yeah, we have a fucking god inside of us and we're gonna fucking beat the fuck out of you. Yeah, it doesn't do that. It's more of they try to stay more human. That's the reason grounded. That's the reason why it's more of a crime drama. It's because like it's supposed to take place in real life.
Well, you say that
it's just a video game.
You say that, but I've seen stuff from Yakuza 9 where like the fucking dude who comes in like a sumo wrestler diaper comes in.
Listen. Okay.
I know that's 9, but I feel like I should.
Yakuza 9 hasn't even been made. What the fuck are you talking about?
Which one? It's the last one before, or it might have been 0.
No, it was
Or was it before 0? I think it was the one before 0.
It was if anything, the latest one would have been 6. Latest one is 6.
But you know what I'm talking about. So
no.
You don't know. I'll show him that clip later after this video's over.
It was probably a side story thing. That's how they label subquests or side quests. As sub stories, and the sub stories. It's literally like a perfect blend of serious fucking drama going on in the main story to let me play this fucking stupid little silly side story that has fucking Michael Jackson in it.
Wait, there's one.
I'm not kidding.
You're serious.
His name is Miracle Johnson. Dude, this shit made me cry so many times. This is like the one game out of like my life that has actually made me tear up in the actual story due to the fact of its impact.
You heard it here. Yakuza made this man tear up.
Yes. It has made me tear. I will accept it as a fucking man, dude.
I mean, I've never played it. I'm just memeing. I've never played it, so I won't say for serious.
The most memorable. There's a lot of memorable villains to the game, which is like Daisuke Kuze. He is reoccurring. But it's very impactful gameplay wise. It has its ups and downs to it, but I do love whenever you punch somebody, you get fucking cash out of them. I love that.
As in like cash literally explodes, or like you just
you literally punch them and cash just flies off, and that you get that cash, and I find that funny.
Oh hell yeah, bro!
You literally beat the fuck out of people for money.
Honestly.
But it's the whole aspect to it, the whole silly side to it. And with the mixture of the actual story being serious, it's just like a perfect blend for my type of game.
So you're saying like 90% of it is the story is what's hitting you?
I would say the story would be 80% probably. The 10% would be the
gameplay.
10% would be gameplay, I'd say. The other percentage would be the sub stories.
Sub stories. Okay. Well,
not only that, but you also run a monopoly.
Oh yeah, I have seen stuff on that. All right, so real quick before we get out of here, we all agreed to make at least one honorable mention. Yep. We'll say something about it, and
I'll save mine for last again.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
shit.
I think his honorable mention will be a surprise to a lot of you. But all right, so I guess I'll start. My honorable mention would be Ghost of Tsushima. That was pretty much the last. It's not like the last of the generation because I think it's the last like full on like last gen PS4 game. Like I think it's like the last one, because I think the ones that are going to come out now are both for like PS4, PS5.
Yeah.
But I think Ghost of Tsushima was like the last one for PS4, and it really sent the series out on a high note, or not series. It really sent last gen out on a high note as far as the PlayStation goes, because if you've seen stuff on Ghost of Tsushima, it looks gorgeous. The combat is really fun. It has this new combat to it where like you don't walk on, you use the analog stick to like kind of move in the direction that you're trying to hit. Now this can be frustrating because you might be wanting to attack one dude, but then like the game registers that you're trying to hit something else, and so like you'll go to hit a shield dude to break his guard, but then you'll hit a spear guy with the stance for the shields, and it won't do as much.
Yeah. So,
and the story is fantastic. It's basically taking all those old school samurai stories, turning it into a video game. I mean, for God's sake, there's even a setting before you start the game that makes the game look like an old school samurai movie from Japan. So that's my honorable mention, and I guess let's give it over to Viscos for his honorable mention.
Shit.
Yeah, we're smiling.
I'm ready to talk shit.
Okay, I'm not going too in depth.
We won't go too in depth on it, but
because this wasn't one of the top threes. I will say that I loved the first game. I played it about a year before this one came out, actually, because it was when I got the PS4 Slim. Now, and I also did not finish this game, and it was not because of the story or anything like that. It's a long game, and I buy games constantly. So I had new games, so I deleted this one off of it, kept the progress so I can go back and finish it. But my last one, the game is The Last of Us 2.
Your opinion is shit. The game is shit. No, I'm fucking around. It's not that bad. I've never played it. I can't say shit.
You played it?
I haven't played it.
Okay.
I played the first one. Yeah. Then I heard all the stuff about it. I didn't want to waste my money on something that was
shit.
That looked and sounded
like shit.
There's this overwhelming voice.
And I understand that because I was literally going into it. You know, when I went the day it came out, bought it. I had saw all the reviews on it. Thought it was gonna be shit. The game, graphical wise, is fucking. It's beautiful.
You can't deny it. You can't deny the game looks good.
I mean, I'll agree.
Story-wise, I think people more than probably more than half of the people that are giving it bad reviews are pissed off because they killed off one of the main characters. And the thing is, I understand that it's it's in the it's the main character. They wanted to play as him or play with, but it's set in the future. Shit happens. Like. It starts out with the fucking group, Abby and them finding out that he's here. I don't see any problem with how they killed him, as far as it goes. It was gruesome. It was kind of a shit way to kill off a character, but I think as far as the story goes, I think I'd have done it differently if I developed the game or whatever. But I think how they did it was good enough since Ellie fucking walked in and put herself into a position where...
So you okay?
Yeah.
Before I get into any of this, first and foremost, if you like the story, that's great. I'm happy for you. If you dislike the story, more power to you. I'm happy for you. Feel how you want to feel about the story, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Yeah. But I am going to tell you, from what I saw, because I never played it.
Yeah.
From what I saw, I didn't like the story at all, because the story in one is very complex, or not very. It is complex.
Yeah.
Because especially at the end, because Joel willingly says, "I would rather let humanity die out than let them try on this experimental procedure that they don't even know is going to work on Ellie just to try and make a cure." So that really sets up that it's not cliche.
Yeah.
But in the second one, it just turns into revenge is bad. It turns into a revenge is bad story.
Yeah.
And we've seen those done to death. Normally that does not bother me.
Yeah.
But what does bother me is, and you said you didn't mind how they killed, and spoiler alert, if you still have not played this game.
I don't see how the fuck you haven't seen it, but
the way it's not the fact that Joel died.
Yeah.
And I think that's a majority of the people's complaint. It's not that he died. It's how disrespectful it feels the way they killed him.
Yeah.
Because you're introduced to Abby, and you're introduced to this character that's just you just don't like. Nobody likes Abby. Do you like Abby?
I didn't like Abby.
Nobody I know likes Abby. So like to have this character that you do not like unwillingly because you're not she's not written to be a character that you hate from what I've seen. She's not written to be that way, but you just hate her. And then she's the one who gets the kill on Joel. Yeah. And I've seen it mentioned where like Tommy kind of rats out Joel because like they're talking and Tommy mentions Joel by name, which is I won't go that much farther into it, but I will say it's very convenient that they noticed that they knew that Joel in particular was the one that they were after instead of just some random guy named Joel that they could have very easily killed, mistaking him for someone else. Like, what if because like, very simple. Just have Tommy say, that's my friend, that's my brother Bob. Yeah. That's my brother Bob, and that solves that whole thing.
The way they went about it with Tommy giving up Joel is unknowingly. I think it's a shit way of going, because if you meet people you don't know, you're not going to, especially in this setting,
especially
you're
the
not
way
going to be like, oh, this is my friend, and then give his fucking name.
Because it's basically like, like they roll in and Tommy's like, hey, my name's Tommy. Man, that's Joel. That's Joel. Joel Miller, the guy who killed all those people years ago, damned all of humanity. Yeah, that Joel. Joel Miller.
Understand that Joel and Tommy didn't realize that they were being hunted down. Like, they didn't really have a clue, like, oh, there's a group of people coming to kick my ass. But
yeah.
I think what also caused Abby to be the one that got the hit was Ellie fucking showing up, trying to play hero. And if she would have never showed up, I'm pretty sure, I mean, Joel would have still fucking died. Probably Tommy too. But
bitches, am I right?
But I think if Ellie would have never showed up, it would have went more like them realizing like, hey, you know, these people probably don't fucking like me too much, and then them trying to get out, and it fucking ended in some kind of gunfight or some kind of like hand-to-hand battle. When Ellie showed up, it doomed Joel just because, you know.
Well, like, okay, my take on it is because like I've never played it, and I don't like giving an actual opinion until I play a video game. But from what I've seen, with like how revenge is bad and shit. Yeah. In my opinion. Yeah, I do think revenge is bad, but in a sense, it depends on how it's used. Yeah. I mean, like, if you're going to go out and get revenge, say your brother fucking pisses you off in COD, he's calling you all these fucking names, calling you a little weeb, and shitting on you with his fucking friends, and bullying you. My dude, fucking, all you got to do is wake up one morning, go grab the milk jug, come in it, and then let him eat his fucking cereal.
Oh my god. Anyway, okay, we've went on. I
got one more point to make, and that's about what he brought up. I don't know if he brought it up on the podcast or this earlier or not, but it was the SJW thing.
I haven't. No, I didn't bring it up.
I did.
He brought it up, but I know you didn't. Now the thing with it, and I thought about this earlier because I was like, what do I want to put this in the ranking? The SJW thing doesn't bother me too much because you gotta, okay, it's not like it's forced, I don't want to word it, it's not like it's all about the SJW thing. Yeah. I understand that she's, quote unquote, you know, bi or lesbian or whatever.
Is she? Because I never actually see
her and Dina have relations, but Dina's also, spoiler alert, she's fucking pregnant with some dude's kid or something.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I don't remember too much on it. But a lot of people were like, hey, we don't want her to be, you know, fucking bi or lesbian, and we don't want, but even with the revenge thing, we don't want, you know, they should have, spoiler alert for the ending, they should have fucking killed Abby or killed whatever.
I do think so.
I think so also. But
well, you know what?
At the same time, I'm not pissed about the ending. Yeah. It doesn't ruin the game for me because I think the game, story-wise, it's long, and I think, you know, gameplay mixed with the story is pretty damn good. I think especially gameplay is a step up. The sound, fucking amazing. I love the sound. Yeah. With headphones on, fucking A+. But yeah, it's definitely up there on
at least
top 5. So.
It's at least an honor. It's not top 3 material, but for you, but it is like an honorable mention for top 3.
It'd be definitely top 5 if we did that.
Okay, so I'm sorry we went off on that. It's kind of impossible not to mention Last of Us 2 without saying something on it. So lastly, we've got my buddy Birdie over here with his honorable mention.
Start the drum roll, because this is that was just fapping, by the way. That was me.
Yeah, that was the fap roll.
This is something that no one would have expected. And I guarantee you no one would expect it.
If you were really daring, you would have put this on top 3 anyway.
I was wanting to, but then I thought about it more, but no. It would be in my top 5 though. This game is a Switch game, and it's not very popular. It's known as Pixel Action Heroes, and it's in a way it's kind of like a Minecraft Call of Duty ripoff, but it's stupid fun for some reason. And the servers are basically dead. No one ever gets online anymore. But I joined whenever like there was quite a bit of servers still up, or like a couple of them where people would join in and do random things. But I really loved like the creation to it, where you're able to create actual buildings and shit like that. You make your own maps and then play people in them. And me and my friend, we made his house, which was like the best map for some reason. And we also made a Luigi's Mansion map, which is a massive map.
Oh,
like it's a map made for over 8 players. But after we got done with it, literally no one was ever online anymore. That's the moment like everyone actually left, and me and my friend, we just sat there and we're like, now we have no one else to play this with because we only had 3 people that we could play with, which was my 2 other friends at the time, and we just sit there and not even able to do shit because like it's such a big map. You have to stay at least on like 1 or 2 floors, because if you didn't, then fuck, you're lost. And like there's no one else to ever fight, and the map's so fucking huge. So if many people started joining more servers, then like we could definitely get a good game going. But
yeah,
sadly.
I think it is. I never played it myself.
And character creation, you can create your own fucking characters. I found that fun too. Yeah, he's seen my characters.
Oh Lord. I never played it. I never got to play it myself.
I made Dale Gribble.
Pocket sand.
I also made Xavier Renegade Angel.
Oh my God. And I never got to play it myself, but I'm kind of happy you got at least an honorable mention for something that I'm assuming not many people have
It's
heard
not
of.
like a title.
It's not like a title.
It's literally just like a fucking indie game.
Yeah, it's an indie game. I have about 2 hours into it.
I have over 100 hours in this game.
That's fucking sad. But
I literally poured all my time into the creation of it.
Yeah.
And I wish that the developer would come back and actually update the game. And developer, if you ever fucking hear this video, if you ever actually sit through this video, please update the game. Please make the minigun useful. Please nerf some of the other guns, a.k.a. double barrel shotgun, because my God, that thing's too OP. Frank can snipe me from across the map with it. Please fix it, because you have such a good potential for a game.
But all right, so that's it, guys. That's our top 3 favorite games from last gen, including 1 honorable mention. I'd like to thank all two of you mad lads who actually sat through this entire damn thing. I will have time stamps in the description if there's a certain number you just want to skip to. If for some reason you care only about our second pick and not our first pick. However,
if you do that, you're a cunt.
However,
I like you tell them after they watch the whole fucking video, like, oh, if you want to go back.
there will be timestamps in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Ding the dong for the bell. They're looking at me weird. The bell that gets you notifications. Then yeah, but anyways, we love you. We'll see you on the next one.
I don't love you.
I love you. I love you. I
don't know y'all, so
I love you.
We don't know y'all yet. There's no one else watching this fucking channel, so I could literally just say all I wanted to, like.